Welcome to The Fiber, brought to you by Live Oak Fiber, where we weave together the stories of leaders, entrepreneurs, and changemakers who are the very fabric of their communities. Join us as we spotlight those who embody the spirit of connection, resilience, and progress. Hello, everybody. My name is Garret O'Leary. I am the content creator here at Live Oak Fiber, and I have two very special guests here from the Youth Village. We have Nellie and Valerie Bogar. Thank you guys so much for coming in today. I appreciate it. I'll let you guys do an introduction of yourselves. So, Nellie, we'll kick off with you. Tell us about yourself, your whole career, maybe even, but I'll let you take it away.
Okay, well, my name is Nellie Bogar. I'm the founder and CEO of Youth Village, and we're having our 25th year anniversary next month. And so what happened was I moved here to Niceville in Blue Water Bay 33 years ago, over 3 decades. That's a lot. As I moved here from New Jersey, where I was an office manager for an office supply company and a part-time realtor. I was dabbling in real estate, which came about as a joke, as a matter of fact. I was having a cookout in my house, and my mother was there, who had rental properties, and my next-door neighbor. And so he said, I don't like this. My tenants are driving me crazy. I said, well, you know what? I'll get my license if you let me sell your houses. They both said, yeah. So I became a realtor. Before I even started a place working for a broker at my real estate housing. And so that after a while, we decided, after my divorce, to move to Florida. So me and my mother and my daughter, Valerie, moved to Florida. When I first got here, I didn't work. I was just taking it easy and getting lost a lot. So after a while, when Valerie started school at Blue Water Elementary, I said, well, I guess I'll go back into real estate. So I did, and I started working for RE/MAX by the Bay first, and then RE/MAX Southern Realty. And I worked there for quite a few years until I said, I don't want to show any more houses. And so this guy came to my church, and he was a juvenile probation officer for the state. And so he said he wanted volunteers. He came to talk to our church and telling the kids he didn't want to see them in his office. He was a probation officer, and he wanted volunteers. I said, okay, I'll volunteer. I thought I would be working with the kids. He wanted somebody in his office doing paperwork. So I said, no. I said, what I really want to do is start an after-school program. He reached down in his drawer and said, you're in luck. He pulled out this gigantic grant proposal package, which I had never done a grant before. It was from the Florida Department of Juvenile Justice. It was a prevention grant. And so I applied for it, and I met him 26 years ago. He's still with us. He's now the vice chair of the board. He's been the vice chair of the board forever because we don't rotate out. We keep you forever once you get in there. And so then that's how I started Youth Village. And my daughter, Valerie, was one of 5 kids when we started. It was her and her 4 friends. In the beginning, I only had 5 kids for months. And I said, well, okay. Then all of a sudden it caught on. And we had to move to another building because they started out, Department of Juvenile Justice started out with 3 to 4 grants for each county. And so they said it was too much paperwork. The prevention specialist said she didn't want to do the work. So they made it 1 for each county. And so I won it 7 years in a row, the longest in the state ever. And so after that, we grew and grew. We moved to Shalimar, which is what's now the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office. We had a space in that building until they bought it. But I love you, Sheriff. And so from there, we moved to my church building, and then we bought our own building in 2020. We closed the day before shutdown from COVID. Perfect. And so this is how we got started. So we have a bunch of children now. And I'll let her take over, and she can tell you how that got started.
Okay, well, hi, my name is Valerie Bogar. I am the director of Youth Village, and I pretty much grew up here since I was 5 in this area. And I went to school here from elementary on up, even went to college here, associates at when it was called Okaloosa Walton College, and then I got my bachelor's in early childhood education when they changed the name to Northwest Florida State College. And I have one daughter, and she also attends Youth Village, and she's been going there since we started our VPK program for the first time, which was in January 2021. So I was one of the first ones that attended Youth Village, and my daughter is one of the first ones who attended when we started VPK program. So we did our first at Youth Village, and now she's one of the school-age children in our school-age room. And so basically I help Youth Village expand and include preschool program, and then in May we just started our toddler program, so now we have 2s. They're so adorable. They're
It's not.
fun.
It's not the terrible twos, right?
No, I mean, they look adorable, so it makes up for it.
Yeah.
So they'll tell you no, but in like the cutest little face. So you kind of forgive them. You're like, fine. But yeah, so yeah, we have a wide range of kids at our center.
That's awesome. So you were saying you got your new building right before COVID started.
Yes.
I guess right when COVID happened, you guys shut down your doors. Was that a very worrying moment, or were you kind of not worried that you were going to be able to still maintain and still do everything you wanted to do?
It's interesting because the building we bought, our attorney told us about it and looked at it. I thought, no. It had been another child care center. It had been vacant for a while, and it was a mess. And so another friend of Valerie, who stuck with us too, she was the admin at the time. She's in, I think, Utah now. I walked in and I said, no, thank you, because it was a mess. It was huge. I'm thinking, I can't come in this building. Mm-hmm. And so I called the guy who was working for the Builders Industry Association and asked him, does he have some people there who we can come and work for us for low cost or no cost? And so he told us about the Red Horse Squadron out of Herbert Field. Yeah. I said, I've heard of them. And so he said, you know what? He said, the woman is here right now. The wife of the head of it, Master Sergeant Green, she's here right now doing my book work. Do you want to speak to her? I said, yes. And so we got on the phone. I told her what we wanted. She gave me her husband's information. We called him. He brought out a squadron of people, electricians, plumbers, carpenters. They worked from, I think, from May or June up until school opened in August and redid the whole building from top to bottom.
Wow.
Electricity, plumbing, painting, flooring, remodeled the kitchen, did the playground outside, the yard, all at no cost. The only thing we had to do was pay for supplies, which was a lot, but there was no labor. There was a lot of them. Yeah. We fed them, but at a point I said, I don't want to come in the building till this is done, because I really didn't want to come in there. When I went back to look at it, I was floored. Yeah. Valerie, and especially Valerie, and Christina did all the modeling. I have some words in the lobby. Most of my words is the nine fruits. But as for everything else, they did it because I didn't want to come in the building. It is wonderful what they've done and what we've done since then. But when COVID started, we were closed for the whole summer. There was no children. I said, but eventually they're going to open back up and we're going to get the kids. And we did. When we opened up, there they were. But it was interesting and scary and everything else, especially in the beginning when little children and us were walking around with masks on. Mm-hmm. Because especially small children, they have to see your face. They don't want to know if you're smiling or whatever. So that was a problem, wearing masks, and they're thinking, are you smiling at me? Are you happy? But we made it work. Yeah. So it happens the way it's supposed to happen.
So I wanted to comment on one thing. So obviously you went from real estate into education. Yes. Did you have any intention, like maybe when you were younger, realizing like I'm going to be involved in education at some point in time? Was that always a dream of yours and this was just kind of where you wanted to be? Or was this like, I like working with kids, but this feels right? I've
always loved kids. I was always a babysitter. My job when I was a teenager was babysitting for family or friends. Mm-hmm. I was born a mom, as a matter of fact. When I came out the womb, you're a mom. And my thing was, back in that time, was like a lot of women had the idea of marrying Mr. Right, having lots of kids, and no job. I'm playing, I love tennis. Playing tennis or watching tennis, having lunch with my friends. And part of that came true. My frog did not turn into that prince, but that's okay. And I do have one lovely daughter. I was wanted a house full. God's plan was better. I have my house full forever. They don't stay there forever. Some of them do. But I have my house full of kids. Yeah. For as long as I'm able to be there, I'm with them. And they come back. One of our students is on staff now.
Oh, really?
The kids come back. They work for us and volunteer. So it wasn't my dream. My dream was that prince and princess dream. But as time went on, I said, I want to work with kids. They're fun. They're work, but they're fun. And they make you want to get up in the morning and be there. I take them home in my head with me every night. I know I bore Valerie sometimes. I say, well, you know what so-and-so said? You know what I need to do instead? And sometimes she rolls her eyes up because I'm still bringing them all the time home with me, including my granddaughter, because when we were in another building on Pelham Road, when she was 6 weeks old, my office was also the nursery. Mm-hmm. So she was in my office with me from the time she was 6 weeks old. I would say, Valerie, she's hungry. And she would come in the room with us. And I'm thrilled with my girls. I even cut the umbilical cord when she was born.
Oh, that's cool.
I told the doctor, I said, I'm supposed to do that. I said, okay. But I've got my kids, and I've got my kids, so it's good.
That's exciting.
Yep.
And so for you, obviously your mom was your teacher for maybe not a whole lot of time, but you grew up with her in the classroom. Is that what kind of directly inspired you to get involved in education, or was that always a dream of yours prior kind of to that?
I think I was one of those. I was in high school. There's so many things. I had so many interests.
Yeah.
So I kind of was one of those ones that loved learning a whole lot of different things and got into everything like seriously. Like my mom kind of teases me about it and my daughter, because she's like, where haven't you worked? Like I've done anywhere from, I was a docent at the Gulf Free Zoo years ago because I love animals. So I teach, so I used to educate kids there at the zoo about the different animals. That's one of the things I love. I love teaching. I love teaching kids, adults, like anybody. So I love learning. So basically this job at Youth Village pretty much helps with that. So I have many interests. And then I was also certified in group fitness. Okay. So then I brought that into Youth Village too. So I taught fitness to the kids, like anything.
Just doing anything, yeah.
So I was one of those people like when they ask, I think other people can rate too, when you graduate high school, what do you want to do for the rest of your life? And you're like, I don't know. So I was kind of one of those people. But I was always at Youth Village. So it was always my base, I guess you can say. So I would get into this, get into that, do this job, try it. But I was always at Youth Village and involved with Youth Village all the time. But at the time, it was a part-time position. So we were only open for a half a day. And so my mom really needed someone there. Like she pretty much counted on me. Like I was pretty much worked there longer than anybody else ever had. And I can tell she needed help. And I was still like trying this job and that job. And then I was like, well, and I did go into teaching middle school math and social studies. That's what I was originally going to do. Yeah. So I was right when I was decide what to do with my bachelor's, which side I was going to go. So then I asked him, I was like, well, okay, if you can get me a full-time job at Youth Village, then fine, I'll do that. And so then I switched my major from getting my bachelor's in middle school. Then I changed it to early childhood, and I was like, we should add a preschool. Mm-hmm. So that's how the preschool started. And so my mom's like, okay, fine, I'll create a job for you. So I was like, okay, then I'm here.
Okay,
so that's how it happened. Yeah.
So I have to put in. She also does theater.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, when we visit, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she did that because when we were in New Jersey, the first play on Broadway, we took her to see Serafina. She was about 3.5 years old. So my mother and I took her to see the Broadway show, the Serafina. My mother said, she's not going to sit there. I said, I think she will. It was almost 3 hours long. She didn't even want to get up to go to the restroom. She sat on the edge of her seat. After that, theater was in her blood. Yeah. At 3.5, she saw a Broadway show and would not move out of her seat for 3 hours. It works.
More than I could do. I sit somewhere for 3 hours and I'm like, I do this. I just start moving around. I'm like, I gotta go. So what, beyond the program, so I know Youth Village, it's not a traditional school. It's only after school programs and like pre-K type stuff, right?
No, well, we're open year round. Okay. And we're licensed and a nonprofit, which is rare. Mm-hmm. We're a nonprofit licensed school. We're there from 7 in the morning to 6 at night. We've got a building full of little ones right now with the teachers. And so after school, the children after school don't get into around, the first one's a little bit after 2. Okay. But they're open. The first one's walking the door at 7 o'clock. Oh, wow. So right now we have 3 classrooms of children. Later on, when the other ones open up. Mm-hmm. But year round, we're there. And so we have ages 2 now through 12. We used to have high school students that said, no, you need a job or something. You shouldn't be in childcare. But if they come there, they're volunteers. You're not going to be here as a student. And so in the summer, we have more middle school kids. And it's a lot of people there in the summer because we have all the school-age kids and all the preschoolers. And now with the opening of we call it the twos room. Mm-hmm. I call it the 2436. It's a month. It's an interesting side of the building. It's fun because they're also adorable. So we had 2 new ones. Matter of fact, one is signing up today. Mm-hmm. I think she's 2. We had another one that came in, which is also my hairdresser's daughter. She came in. Hello. She came in. So she came in on Monday. They're just adorable. Yeah. And some of the kids, like I said, we've had for years and years. So those 2s, we hope them to steady go along till they finish at least during the summer middle school and after school elementary. We keep them as they go from grade to grade and they circle the building, go into the next classroom. So we'll hopefully have a lot of kids in the building.
Yeah. Well, it was packed full when we went and visited. So, I mean, you guys are doing a pretty good job at that point.
Thank you.
But I did want to talk each of you because I think both of you have probably a unique view of this. So when it comes to the Youth Village, obviously you're approaching 25 years, which is incredible. For the next 5 to 10 years, what do you think your vision is for Youth Village? What do you want to do at the school? What do you hope to see grow and expand?
Well, the building is about 5,000 square feet, 5,000 plus. And we don't have that much space there. We still have one room 1, which is vacant now because we use it in the summer. But we can fill that room up. But eventually, we'd like to replicate this someplace else and have many youth villages, because we started here in Niceville until we outgrew the space. And some people are still asking, are we coming back to Niceville? Yes, if we can find a space and some teachers, we'll be back to Niceville. We're right there. We're right here in this area, and I would be there in Niceville because it's closer. But it is this replication, and we can really do this over and over because we can't take care of all the children. There's so many children who have no place to go after school, and we call it our safe place, which it is. All the children don't need help with homework or whatever. They just need someplace safe to be where the parents are working or working out or whatever they're doing. We keep them there. So I like to see a lot of youth villages. And so my cousin, who's Russell Hughes, he's the superintendent of schools in Walton County. He wanted us to open up there. He's in Defuniak Springs. I said, that's kind of far, but we may go and see him. We may be in Defuniak Springs. We'll see. There's places in Crestview. I just want to say duplication. I really do. We don't have that much space there to go but so far, but other places, other places.
And what about your visions for it?
I also piggyback on her, definitely look at expansion. And the other thing besides expansion, having multiple, I always think of what can we do as an improvement within our center, because we've grown just within our center itself as far as what Youth Village was for. It was for kids, for pretty much older children, like 10 to 17, to go somewhere safe, just to hang out and talk to friends. And then from there, the people who were involved, they started to teach things. Like I remember I was 13, and one of the teachers, her father came in and did ROTC with the kids. So with us, I was a kid. And so I actually learned about Form H. I thought it was fun. Yeah. And it was first for Mama was just like, I don't know if the kids will like it because, they were like strict, but it was so weird. We actually loved it. We looked forward to it. So I like seeing even the improvement within our center and how it can grow. And I think the thing about Youth Village is we help more than just the kids. We help the kids. We help their families. We help the teachers as well. There's a lot of times we've seen the teachers grow, and they go on to even other careers. We've had kids that come to our. We had her since she was in elementary school, and now she's an attorney. Oh, wow. So I like seeing growth, not just with our center, but growth within the individual. Yeah. And so I even say, and I joke about it, but even when you work at Youth Village, I want to see even our staff grow. Like, yes, we will get you there. We even provide teach scholarships. So if you want to go get your degree, please do it. Please go. I want to see that. And then even if you say, okay, I want to do this, or I want to do a center of my own, or I want to get to this field, I always believe in growth with everybody. And I think that's important for the kids to see too. They're not just seeing someone just here to get a paycheck. They're seeing someone like, oh, I see what they're doing. I see that they love this. Maybe I can do this too. So I see growth in all different aspects.
To touch on that, is there any other additional programs that you want to maybe try to implement into Youth Village? Not necessarily just for the 2-year-olds and younger. Actually, is it younger or is it older at that point? I don't remember. How old are they?
2 and up.
Okay, 2 and up.
For
no infants yet.
Everybody's trying to get us to get 1s and infants. We're like, we'll do 2s. 2 and up for right now.
So that's probably a handful of just 2s. Yes. I was trying to remember when I walked in there. I was like, how old were they? I don't remember. Thinking back to it, now I'm off topic. This is that tangent thing I was telling you about. Right. I always think back to when I was in school, because everybody's like, oh, how old were you when you started, whether it's playing sports or when you first got into that. And I do not remember. I'm like, 10 when I was in 2nd grade? Was that it? And I'm like, I don't remember anything. But back to the question. What other programs are you wanting to implement, or do you hope to implement that would be beneficial to Youth Village, again, just for the 2 and ups, or even for the older kids like you were talking about? Is there anything that you really want to do?
Well, with our center in general, we really want to get an accreditation. So we have, when we first started the center, we weren't licensed. So we had we had the basics, obviously background screening for the teachers and stuff like that. And we call them program staff at the time. And then when we moved into the building we're in now, then we got a license. So that means that we have people, which is good. Obviously, we get nervous. The kids can even tell. It's really funny. They can tell when the person comes in with a briefcase, and they're looking at us. And we're like, eh. But make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do to make
Yeah.
sure that our center is safe for our kids and we're doing what we're supposed to do. And then when we implemented our school readiness voucher, which is through Early Learning Coalition, that makes it so that the parents don't have to pay the full tuition, so they only have to pay like a certain percentage. And then we also implemented the VPK. So that one is voluntary pre-kindergarten, getting them ready for kindergarten. And those two programs requires somebody coming in with a briefcase and coming in and watching and monitoring and make sure we're doing what we're supposed to do and teaching the kids what they need to learn to go and move on. So that accreditation is that next step beyond that.
Okay.
And I think, one, it keeps us on our toes. And also, I think it will provide us even capabilities of doing more for our families. And also, I think it'll be good for our kids. And also, when you get that and our little license thing, it gives you like a little gold seal and says like, this center is like top notch. So that's our goal, is to get these teachers ready and the kids ready. So as far as the overall program or thing we want for our center is our next goal is to get accreditation.
Okay.
And not that many centers in our area have that, actually. So I know at the college, which I think they should. That's where I got my degree. They have a preschool program that they do, but there's just a few. So I would like to be one of those few that our center that has that. And other things to implement, also we do a little bit, and I like to do more. One, because I think of myself when I was a kid, and the center is for kids to see more people in different career fields. Because a lot of times, like I talked about earlier, when you're 18, like, what do you want to do with your life? You're like, I don't know. And all you know is what you see your parents do.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you hear kids are like, well, my parents did this, so I'll go ahead and do that. Or they may see, somebody that they idolize, like from sports player, and that's all they know. But it doesn't mean that that's all they're able to do. They may have a lot of gifts that they don't know about because they didn't try or they weren't introduced into it. So I would love to have that more. We touched on a little bit, but I would love to do even more on that.
Yeah. What goes into like try to expand that at all? Like, is it funding? Is it just available, or like partners that need to be involved in it too? Okay, so mostly just partners.
Partners would be amazing. One, I think a lot of times it would help on both sides. A lot of times there are people have a view of what they think of. They don't call it childcare center. Most of the time when you hear people say it, they say daycare, because in their minds they think of somebody babysitting children.
Yeah.
They don't realize there is a lot involved. They don't realize the schooling that's involved to do with these kids. They don't realize the psychology they have to learn about child development. You can't just tell like a 2-year-old, expect them to do certain behaviors that a 3 or 4-year-old can do. You can't just be like, well, why can't they color? Well, are their fine motor skills are developed to do that, and then they learn about even how many little tiny bones that they have, and they're actually not capable of holding a pencil. But a lot of times, I think if we have more partners out in the community that come out, they'll see like, oh, even like when you came and you watched the kids, even just that would be like, oh, this is what's involved, or this is what they do, and to see that, I think that will help on both sides.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because a lot of people feel they still call us daycare workers. We're not. Matter of fact, we had Dana Hodges from Early Learning Coalition come out with a couple of people from Tallahassee. And I said, yeah, in a daycare like this. And she looked at me, I thought, why are you looking at me like that? She said, Nellie, you just called it a daycare. That comes from conditioning, from listening to it. But we're a licensed school, and we have teachers who are accredited. And so that helps a lot, because we believe that learning should be fun.
Yeah.
If you're sitting there like this, nobody wants to do it. And even our little ones, 2 and 3-year-olds, they have a curriculum. They don't know they have a curriculum. They realize, they think we're just having fun here.
Yeah.
You don't realize, but you're learning.
Yeah.
And that's what it is for every grade that comes in there. You are learning something. Because a lot of people say that where we are, it's in a low-income area. And most of the parents have no formal education. And a lot of people call them at risk. We do not call any child at risk ever. I call them, what is the word that
Untapped resources.
Untapped. Thank you. See, that's why she's here. Untapped resources. I mean, these children are full of knowledge. They just need somebody to step in and help them. And that's what we do. And as they're learning, they don't know it. Over the summer, I helped the kids in the school age room write a book. They wrote a book with their covers. They didn't finish them all. And they read books. I love reading and I love books. All of the kids read 4 chapter books in a group for the whole summer. 4 big chapter books. And they read it and they talked about it. We had a book club. All you have to do is give them a chance to learn and let them be happy learning. And they do it. the key is helping them to learn and helping the parents to help us. We had one parent, they came and the teacher was out. And so the child didn't send homework, their binder home for the week. Said, where's the binder? This is a parent who have never asked before, let me see my child's work. The parents are asking for the work. We keep in touch with them on what we call the pro care, where we can talk to the parents daily. We can take little pictures that goes directly to the parents. Look at little Johnny reading, and they could see it right there on the screen. And that helps us a lot too, but it's just understanding children, and all of them are different. You can't put them all in a box and say, well, teach this one this way and this one that way. Because there's all types of children, all types of learning, but all of them can learn in their own way. You just take your time, because I don't care if you have your doctorate. You have to take your time and respect and love these children. Yeah. Otherwise, I would send you someplace else to work. For real. You have to go someplace else. You have to love and respect them. Because some of them do have trauma, but every child is workable. And we've had a lot over the years, and we just relax and give them a lot of one-on-one. And she and I and the admin have screens in our offices, as you saw when you were there. And we have cameras in every room except the restrooms, of course, which that's against the law. We can watch them and see what's going on and how they're responding. And I watch the teachers. Make sure you're responding the way you should be responding. There's a lot of training going on. And they learn how to talk to children because they're people. And if you're going to yell at a child, then don't tell them not to yell. Yeah. We do not raise our voices in their children. They're not deaf. So it's all about respect and helping them to learn where they need to be and breaking that generational chain of poverty and hopefully low income. We're hopefully turning out some real good citizens.
That's good.
And that's a lot of it.
How important is it to get that parent buy-in? Because like you said, there's been parents that have never contacted you asking about work or anything like that, and all of a sudden they start doing that. Do you see, like, maybe with a lot of your students, that parents are buying in a lot more, being more involved if they can?
Yes, and it's a lot of word of mouth. We do a little advertising, mostly asking for money, but not that much. We need money. But it's word of mouth, and the parents love how their children love to be there. Like some of the smaller ones, I tell them when they get there, if little Mary's crying, I said, it's okay, go out the door. Don't stand here and cry with her. Go out the door. I said, within 2 days, I guarantee you, when you come to pick her up, she's going to cry because she doesn't want to leave. Yeah. It happens every time. Just leave them there for a minute. We had one dad. He called once. His little boy was in there. He called me from the parking lot. He was crying in his car. I said, Dad, go to work. I said, it's okay. They're going to be okay. And the main thing is the parents know that we care about them as well as the kids. It's not like just bring your kids in here and give us your money. We want to help the parents as well as the kids. Yeah. And so it works. When you show people you care, it works. We have a couple of parents we have to talk to several times to let them know we're okay and your child is okay. I've always told the parents from the first day, when you leave your child here with me, I am the mom till you come back. I'm the mom, and I'm going to take care of our child until you come back. Okay. And they love it. They really do. Yeah. Yes, I see that.
As a Stranger Things, the new season's coming out. We're not.
I'll go out the window.
I totally forgot the question I was gonna. I had a question too. Dang it! I'll remember it eventually. Yeah. But so going on, I guess, to the 25th anniversary of your guys' of Youth Village being open. That is a huge milestone. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Do parents, the community has to look forward to? Because I know you guys are putting on an event, so I kind of want to talk about that a little bit.
Yes.
Yes, it's on Saturday, September the 14th. The September is our 25th anniversary. And it's going to be at Youth Village from 11 until 2, and it's a circus theme. There's going to be surprises and rides and free food for all the children 12 and under. And I don't want to say too much, but it's for the whole family. You're going to have a great time. And Jared from Get the Coast is going to be there. We're having someone from Destin Charity's going to come and videotape it. Oh, nice. The mayor's going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of things to do, a food truck, a live DJ, karaoke, things at our playground. It's just going to be a fun day for about 3 hours, so come out and join us. There is no charge. But we do take donations because everything is, we're asking for funding for it from the community, but not from the parents. This is all about the children and the parents, not just ours. But any child, come on over and just have a good time.
Awesome. I remember what my question was going to be. But before I move on to it, was there anything you wanted to add about the 25th anniversary event?
Pretty much it.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Maybe even dressed up. So you'll see that.
Oh, yes, circus theme. Yes, circus theme. So if you want to dress up like tightrope walker, whatever. Dress up and come on. You will be videotaped. On
This
Danny
will- yeah.
Dillard photography will be there too. Danny Dillard photographer. So the camera's going to be all over the place. So dress up and have fun.
That's awesome. I remember my question from the Stranger Things flickering lights part. So I was going to ask, because we were kind of talking about how parents are getting involved, the issues that maybe you guys are facing, especially not necessarily issues, but what you guys want to do with the future. What challenges are you guys facing right now that you're hoping to overcome, or is it just an everyday type of thing?
It's mostly every day because most of the parents are single moms. And so we want to get more men involved, come out and read to the children. One of our staff members' husband took the kids and Valerie to the track. We need more men involved because they're in school, they're home with the moms. They go to school, the regular public school with women. They come with us, they're women. We have one male in the building. He's a volunteer. He shows up 3 times a week. Mr. Ronnie has been coming for years at no cost, 3 times a week, spending hours, bringing in tons of fruit for the kids because a lot of children don't eat fresh fruit. It costs a fortune. He came in last Friday. He said he spent $100 in Publix bringing food for. He does this 3 times a week. We need more men involved to help the children because we women love our children, but we're not men. Sometimes they need, especially the boys, a manly, I don't want to say manly, I'll take that back, a godly man to come in and teach the boys how to be good guys. So what I would like to do is have more men involved and just come in and hang out. We do have reading pals. We have one guy that comes in. The rest are women. Guys, come on. We need more men to step up and just come in and give us a hand and talk. We do have volunteers that come in, like we had the career days a couple of years ago. And so Chef Crehan, he was in Destin. Now he's in, Miramar Beach. Yes, he moved his restaurant to Miramar Beach. He came in and fell in love with the kids. At the time, he had his restaurant in Destin. And so during the day, he was not open. He just opened at night. He opened his restaurant during the day for lunch for our kids and brought all of his staff in and treated all the kids to lunch.
That's cool.
He loved it. They had a ball, and we need more people like that just to come in and hang out with the kids and teach them, just be there. Sometimes it's just being there and answering questions and go to the track, read a book, just have fun. We're not going to make you teach physics or anything. just come in and have fun. But we do need more male volunteers.
Okay.
So that helps a lot.
Anything else?
That's pretty much it. My mom nailed it. She's all telling me, I'm just like, yep, ditto. Yes, I agree. Definitely more help in the community, volunteers. That would be awesome. And then even providing their gifts and talents as well. So if there's something that they want to go and share, like about their career, even if they want to speak, even if they don't want to necessarily do one-on-one, but if they want to come out, and we used to do that too, had little career days where they would come out and talk about what they do, and then. Or if they work, sometimes we had the fire department come out or the police department. If they work in one of those fields, they come in and show the kids some of their gadgets. Kids love that. They love trucks. So we have even when the garbage truck comes in, the kids are gathered around garbage truck.
Wait till they learn about tractors.
Yeah.
Wait till the tractor era
They're running
comes.
to the windows looking at a garbage truck. I'm thinking, really?
It's amazing. And then we stop what they're doing every time because we're right by Hobart Field too.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we're actually in that
In
line.
the flight
with
line?
Yes, we are.
Okay,
So
yeah.
then the kids are in the playground. You'll see them when they're 2, and then they stop immediately.
Just look straight up. I still do that. It doesn't change. Yeah.
We just were driving along. Valerie said, "Look at the plane, Lizzie." I said, "It's a plane," but they do it. I'm thinking, okay, we're looking at the plane.
I always
Okay.
think I think it's kind of funny because the stereotype amongst men, it's you choose it's like monster trucks, and then when you get slightly older, it goes into the World War II era where you learn nothing about World War II, and then finally when you get adult my age, it's grilling. I still have all 3.
Oh my goodness! Yes.
I just got a Blackstone grill, and my fiance is now you're just jumping into your new era. I'm I'm still into World War II. I still have the books, so
Yes.
I can't get rid of that one quite
But
yet.
give me a steak to put on this grill.
But I do understand, and I get it. I get some of the stuff that I know it's a stereotypical what guys but I'm I kind of like some of that stuff too. When they talk about war strategies and the battles and how there's that is fascinating. How do they, strategy and stuff. I think it was
Yeah.
more hardcore then. So I get it.
My-
It's not bad.
When we first moved into the house we just bought, I had a bookshelf that I had in my office originally where I used to live, and I had all my knickknacks, which has all my books that I've read, and they're literally all of them are World War I or World War II related, and then I have stuff I remember I had when I was a kid. It was a replica of an M4 Sherman, a tank, and then my parents got me a smaller replica of an Abrams tank, and then I have an F-18 model. And I had that in our living room now. And my fiance's like, we're not doing that. I'm like, but it's cool. I was like, I have to. And she's like, we're moving that. So now it's in my office, but it was funny.
I thought you were going to say the garage.
No, I couldn't put them out there. But now it's in my office, and because I just rebuilt my office, so it's now prominent and very showing. But it was always funny because we had like our housewarming party, and people were like, don't you love our knickknacks? And I'm just standing there happily. Yeah. I'm like, that's it.
I totally get it. If you remember my office, I had all the Funko Pops out and stuff. So sometimes when the kids come in my office, they're like, Miss Valerie, why do you have toys? I'm like, I like them.
Action figures, actually.
Yes, and I collect them and they're not coming out of the box. You don't take them, you don't play. No, we don't play with them. You can look at them. I can have you look at it closer.
You can play with the box.
Yes.
But
I get it.
I know I don't need to get over it. I like it. But
I like what you like.
I'm moving into that grilling era, though. I am learning new recipes and learning how to cook on a blacktop, which my fiance is appreciative. She's not cooking as much as she used to.
Good. So now she really likes it.
It's weird, the stuff you get excited for when you get older. Like, a couple months ago, we got a new vacuum cleaner. I was like, oh, I like it. Look at how smooth it is and how it curves. I'm just like, why am I excited about this?
One of the most exciting things we got was like the LG cordless Zero, like the cordless. We got one of those. I'm like, this is the coolest thing we've ever owned. Yeah. I get excited because our fridge too, the ice machine, it's got two ice machines. It's got like the regular little small ones, but it makes the craft ice, like the little spherical ball ones.
Really?
And I was like, this is the coolest fridge.
I need another cold drink, right?
Yeah. That's what I told like when you're having like, people over for whatever, I was like, now we can make like cool little cocktails or whatever.
Cool.
But
what's your address?
Yeah, really. I was like, I'm a full bar. I'm not a very good bartender. I'm just kidding.
That's okay. They don't care.
Yeah. But it's stuff like that. It's just
it's funny.
The randomest stuff. But back to Youth Village.
Okay.
I've talked about what I needed to. But 25 years, awesome. What other social events do you guys do? Because obviously you're just talking about like you bring in career days. You want more male volunteers. Is there anything you guys do on like a monthly basis where people can come and get involved, or is there like a calendar they can follow or something?
Well, kind of. The next thing we do is coming up in Sunday, November the 10th. We have our 4th annual Friendsgiving lunch for the parents. So that's going to be at the resort on Okaloosa Island. Mm-hmm. And so it's on the 4th floor overlooking the water. It's beautiful up there. It's all about the parents in Youth Village, the parents and their kids. Everything is free for them. We do fundraising for that too. They have a serious amount of food. That professional people are coming. We have magicians coming in. They're back again for the 2nd time in a row. We have a magic show. Some of the kids get up and perform, and lots of food. It's just about 3 hours of fun and relaxing. No phones at the table. You're going to talk to each other because everybody has a habit now. I've been out to dinners, and there's a whole family. Everybody, I'm thinking, do you all know each other at all? They're sitting there doing this. I'm thinking, you're right there, talk.
They're texting each other. Bro.
Yes. You got to say, what are you having? I don't know. What are you having? But that's what we do. This is the 4th year with that, and it's a really fun thing. And we try and do a lot. And what we also do, besides that, again, we're looking for funding for that. Check our website. So we do that.
I'll link it right here somewhere.
Okay. And so we also we're affiliated with Toys for Tots.
Okay.
So we have a lot of toys for the kids. We get tons in. And so some of the board members and volunteers and staff come in. The children never know what they're going to get. Mm-hmm. And 99% of the parents, and we have one parent that comes in and helps wrap. I said, you're not supposed to tell what's in here. But what we do, we take a morning in the big classroom. You should see it. It's like Santa's toy house.
Yeah.
And so they're wrapping up toys. All the kids get giant bags of toys and things. Loads. The parents don't have to buy anything for the kids. And so we do that, and the parents come in. That's another thing that we do. And also, we're partnered with Destined Harvest. Mm-hmm. So twice a week, they come in and bring food for the parents. So we make sure all the parents go out with giant boxes and bags of food because, like I said, it's low income, and groceries are getting ridiculously high price. And so that helps a lot. But we do want to do more. A couple of years ago, we had thought of starting a parenting class. Mm-hmm. And not with me, because I'm already everybody's mommy, even some of the parents. I'm their mommy, too. But it's okay. It's all right, because I'm a mommy. But we do want to get affiliated with other groups like the Children's Advocacy Center and Shelter House to come and have classes for the parents. Because a lot of them, they're not sure even what a nutritional meal is. Mm-hmm. So we want to do more of that to have partners who come in and talk to the parents. We do want to start a parenting group. And sometimes it's the parents to sit around and talk to each other and get ideas from each other. Or let's start a babysitting club. You keep my kids on Friday, I keep yours on Saturday. Mm-hmm. And that helps, and it saves some money. You may want to go out for a movie or get a break. Somebody take my children and not charge me $20 an hour.
Yeah.
And that helps a lot. But we are trying to get the parents to get together more and help each other, because we have moms there who need help with babysitting. So that's just one thing. But it's a lot, because a lot of times you think, oh, this is happening to me. I'm having such a hard time. This never happened to anybody else. No, it's happened to her, and her. You all talk to each other and figure it out. And that helps a lot when you know that you're not the only one going through something, that somebody else is. You can help each other out. Just talk about it.
Yeah.
It's like therapy. Because it is, especially since COVID, there's a lot of mental health issues. Jenny Barr from the American, Mental Health Association of Okaloosa and Fulton County, she talks about it a lot. She says since COVID, it is unbelievable how many problems the parents and the children are having. We're having a lot of children who are on medication. And it's different. I've been doing this for 25 years, and I've never seen anything like it before. Everybody's stressed out. There's no money. There's crime, there's drugs, there's arguing. But when they come in there, and I tell the staff, leave that outside. Don't bring it in here to the children. Everybody has what I call a backstory. Leave your backstory at the door and come in here and be a kid with the kids and teach them. And so it works, and it's working for the parents too, but we do want to start a parenting group so they can talk to each other.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome. And how big is your staff right now? Because I remember you said you had a former student come back and is helping you guys, or is full-time?
They are part-time, and they are the program staff that work with the school age, because after school.
Okay.
In the summer, because the school agers are there all day, so it was full-time. But when it's after school, she's there for the after-school kids.
Okay. So that's cool. So how many people do you have working for you right now?
What do we have, 8, 9?
I think it's 8.
Yeah, 8.
Yes.
I'm wanted to say was trying to. So right now we have 8, and plus Mr. Ronnie, who's not staff, but he is staff. So he's there. As a matter of fact, he'll be there today. It's Wednesday. So I have fruit for lunch.
Perfect.
Yeah, but we have 8, and later on as we expand, we will be adding on. But they have to realize this is not a job.
Yeah.
You have to come in and you have to like them. You have to have your credentials. You can't just come in. We don't have people come in who don't have their credentials in the 45 hours of training and continuous training to be there with the children.
Yeah.
So these are teachers.
Yeah.
So that helps.
Well, that's awesome. Is there anything else you guys want to add before we wrap up here?
I don't know.
I got one question before we go, so I'll let you finish your thought, and then I have one question, and that'll be probably a good way to wrap everything. Okay. So if people want to get involved, whether you're an individual that wants to volunteer, to donate or whatever, or if you're another company that wants to support you guys in some way, how can they contact you? How can they reach out to you? Yeah, let's just go there. How do they contact you?
Our website. And we have it organized. I don't know if you'll have the thing up, but we have several sections. I'm looking at it just so I can have it in there. So on the top, it's like about programs, parents, but then there's a section that says how you can help. So it's all the things. So if you go to the drop down menu, you'll see our event we talked about earlier, our 25th anniversary, but you can help out with our capital campaign. We still have rooms that need to be named. So, hey, if your business or you as an individual wants to hey, I would like to help you and have my name or my family's name or my business or my family's business in your classroom and named it, you can do that. It's only like $25,000. It's not that much.
Your name is there forever.
Come on, it's really not that much.
That's like 2 days worth of work, right?
Yeah, it's not bad. We have another 100 Hearts for a Child. And for that one is basically even though we do provide vouchers, a lot of times some of the parents are still have a hard time even paying for their copay. So it's well, I can, if you could just donate $10, $20, $30, that can help in that way and help that parent that week or whatever that struggled and couldn't make that co-payment. We also volunteers. There's all different types of volunteering, like we said earlier, where you can come and present to the kids, read to the kids, or do some of our special events that we have to volunteer. Another one we have is a wish list. So if you click on that, you'll see Amazon wish list, and those are we have different sections, stuff that we really need now. Most of them is stuff like cleaning supplies.
Thank you, Live Oak, for all you did for us. Wow.
You got it right off our wish list, so we appreciate it.
Real quick, I'll give a shout out to Nicole Huval. She's the one that runs all the ECG and our community outreach, so she's the one to thank on that one. But her and her team, and I know our board approves everything, but They're the ones to thank on that one.
Yay.
Thank you, Nicole.
I was just there to take a photo. So.
And they got it right off our wish list, so we have it. We also have things. It's not on the Amazon wish list, like some of the cleaning supplies. Also, what type of books that we need at the time. And then the last thing is donate. So if you just want to, like I said from earlier, even if it's just like $5, $10, that adds up. Mm-hmm. So those are our different areas that you can help. But even within our 25th anniversary, you'll see even Live Oak on there. Those are our sponsors. So if you want to help just within that 25th anniversary, you can just click on that link, and then you can donate, and then your name or your business can be put on there. And then there's different sections, and you get different things, different name sponsors, and they're all circus themed names. So you can be one of those, and you get T-shirts to children's art. So different things that you can get for depending on your sponsorship.
Awesome. So that's a lot of that. And I can't add anything else and I have to give a shout out also to Destin Charity Wine Auction Foundation. They just accepted us as one of their charities for the 16th year in a row. And they are awesome. Everything is awesome. We have they've given a lot, and I thank them. I also thank somebody like Carol Johnson. Carol, hello, if you're going to be seeing this. She donates. She's low income herself, fixed income. She donates $10 a month. Thank you for your $10 a month. Everything helps, and I love your heart. Don't feel like you have to spend a lot of money, even though we appreciate it. Don't feel like you have to spend a lot. Send some love offering to us, and it helps. I thank her for that.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning into The Fiber. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe. If you want to learn more about Live Oak Fiber, visit us at liveoakfiber.com.